It's that time again, back with a couple of more knives I just finished up. We got a couple of kind of bushcraft kind of knives here. And these actually are my handmade version of a knife that I bought a while ago. I bought one of these because I really liked the style of it, but it wasn't really up to my standards as far as the edge geometry and all of that stuff. This is a Swiss Tech halt bar that I picked up. Well, actually, I got it on eBay, but you can find these at Walmart. I saw one there, and I really liked the shape of it. It's just a really nice kind of minimalist, um, kind of classic kind of appearance, classic do everything belt knife kind of thing. So I bought one, but then I really didn't like it very much because the main problem with it is it's just very unnecessarily thick in the blade and has a very thick edge geometry. So it just does not cut very well. I really like the way it looks. Don't like the way it cuts at all. Um, I I respect what they were trying to go for with it. It's that classic shape. It's almost like it was designed by a committee, and they weren't all fully uh, understanding what it was that they were going for, because it's got that classic shape, and it's VG10, which I guess they were trying to go for a high quality steel, which it is a pretty high quality steel for a Walmart knife, but just not the best choice for this kind of a thing. My only experience with VG10 is a Falkneven F1, which I find it to be just way too chippy for me. I would not choose it for a bushcraft kind of knife. Um, and so on this one, they used VG10 for some reason, and then they probably made it so thick and with such a thick edge geometry to compensate for that brittleness of VG10. So they really could have made a better knife if they went with even a less expensive steel with a thinner blade and a finer edge geometry, uh, and made a tougher knife that cuts better. So, I wasn't exactly thrilled with the performance of the knife. Could have been so much better, but I like the style of it. So I made basically my own version of it. It's more of what I would have wanted that kind of a knife to be, and came up with this. I was going for as close as possible of a match, but these did actually turn into a bigger knife. The blade stretched out a little bit longer and wider than I expected as I was forging it, but uh, it came out pretty good. And this also is kind of a rustic forged finish on both of these, and I etched them in ferric chloride for that dark finish. But pretty similar shape. I particularly like that blade shape. It's kind of neat. Um, so mine, it's a thinner blade. It's 1080, which I like because it's a real simple, inexpensive steel, but also it's tough, and I like it because you can bring it down to a really fine, sharp edge that still has a lot of toughness to it, and it doesn't have amazing edge holding abilities, but it's pretty easy to maintain a good sharp fine edge on it with a fine stone and a strop. You can keep it going for a long time. So I actually like it for that reason. And it's 3/16 of an inch thick, which is thinner than the halt bar, and has a nice convex grind on it down to a nice fine edge with very little secondary bevel. So this will actually cut pretty nice. And the other one is pretty much the same thing, except this one is curly birch. It's stained to bring out the curl and the grain. Pretty nice. And so that's pretty much it. Both of these are available. I'd like to get a couple $100 for them. Send me an email if you're interested. A little cheaper that way. It'll cost a little more on Etsy. The sheaths also came out pretty nice. This one is it's kind of thin. It's not a terrible sheath for like a $35 Walmart knife, but on the other hand, it is kind of a terrible sheath. It's really thin, but mine, nice thick leather, very nicely fitted. Holds pretty snug in there, even though it's a straight handle with not much contour to it. It grips it nicely. So that's pretty much it. Those are both available if you're interested. Hit me up by email or on Etsy. It's also fine. And that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching.